Hey, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. I had some problems there. Trying to show you some footage what's happening in Gaza. I'm back, so we're just gonna stay right here now. I'm trying to use a picture-in-picture. It's a new app, and I messed it all up. So we're just gonna stay here live for a little bit. Once again, there's some problems going on right now with Israel and Gaza, and missiles are flying. Last night, Putin attacked Ukraine once again. He's showing no remorse. He's still attacking Ukraine. It's a shame. And I thought that we would be coming to a conclusion with this war, but right now it doesn't show signs. I think Trump's slightly worried about this, but here's what we have. Zelensky saying, "What's going on?" Putin says, and I quote, "I do not want to meet with Zelensky right now." And the reason he doesn't want to, I want everybody to take a guess. Why? Just take a wild guess. Why you think Putin doesn't want to meet with Zelensky? Think about it. And I remember, he's a nut. He's crazy. He's insane. And Trump, a couple months ago, I don't know what happened to Putin. But think about why Putin doesn't want to meet just now with Zelensky. Why? And what happened? What happened with that meeting? What happened with that? Because yes, we're back. Laugh. Sorry about it. We had a little technical problem here. Because we're dealing with the guy who's crazy. Now, where we left off at was North Korea is helping out Russia, and they've been talking now for a couple weeks, maybe months. And I think Trump knew something was going on, right? And Marco Rubio, but North Korea newest president says, "We got your back." Speaking of back, and we're with you, Putin. Don't worry about Trump. We got it. It doesn't matter what he does with tariff tax. He can hit us with 60%. We're going to do business. We don't need the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be very ugly for us. That this is a war that we've been in for 3 years. As I thought, and a lot of us thought, that we were taking necessary steps, coming closer to not a ceasefire, but a peace deal. Big difference. Ceasefire is temporary. Peace deal is forever. But for right now, I think Trump is being, it's not about Trump being played, but, Trump is trying. But, Putin is just bluffing. Hey, I'll meet him in Alaska. That'll make Trump comfortable, buy us some more time to get together with North Korea. Are you with me? That'll buy us a couple times. Now, Trump on X, and he said to the reporters briefly, he said this, and I quote, "I'm going to give him 2 weeks. I'm going to give him 2 weeks. Hey, Ozzy, I'm going to give him 2 weeks meeting Russia." He didn't say exactly what those 2 weeks meant, but he's giving them 2 weeks. So what we have now, guys, is it's just a complicated situation. I hope everybody's doing well on this Saturday. Thank you for being here. Very, very crazy right now. Just when we thought we were getting closer to peace, Trump's ending a lot of his wars. We got Israel still going with Gaza. Now we have Russia and Ukraine escalating now. Oh, it's getting bad. And now Ukraine, just heard a few minutes ago, they're shooting drones and missiles back at Russia, and nothing's ending. It's actually getting worse. And I think this war just got way out of control. I thought there was, going to be closer to some kind of a agreement, and I think Putin just bluffed once again, as a lot of subscribers came on here last week after Friday, and they gave it to me. They said, "You know what? It's just going to be a bluff." They might be right. I hope not. I hope that I'm right, but unfortunately, I don't see any signs of anything ending. And now Trump is going to give him 2 more weeks, and I'm sure he's pissed. And we got to wonder where North Korea is at all this, right? We got to think to ourselves, if it's true, and I believe it is from my sources, and North Korea is getting closer with Russia, and these are 2 countries that are very powerful. So Trump's and he knows this, Marco Rubio, I'm sure, communicate with Trump. He's got to be very careful on pushing the envelope too much. So right now, I think Trump's doing the right thing. We'll give you 2 weeks, be the toughness, and as the president he is, not a week, and hope that somehow or another things can slow it down. But I don't know. There's no signs of anything ending, at least on this Saturday. I appreciate you guys being here on this Saturday. Crazy times, guys. A war that we should have never been in. And it's just escalating everywhere. The world leaders, European leaders, Germany, Italy, France, they all came over, on Monday to the White House, looking very confident, smiling, some jokes. Zelensky was dressed better, behaved, and communicated very, very well. All things looked like this week or next week, there would be some kind of a peace deal forever. And now, opposite. So what's your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen in the next 2 weeks where Trump is making these threats to now Russia? Yeah, unfortunately, Ozzy, that's the only thing Putin knows, and he's just insane, and I just don't know what else we can do. I mean, Trump has done everything possible, going to Alaska, having some jokes with him, making him feel comfortable, made him come to him, done everything correctly that we know of, right? He did show signs of aggressiveness, Trump. I don't know what else he can do. He communicated with Putin the next day. That next day, on that Saturday and Monday, Putin said, hey, we're all looking good. He joked around about coming to Moscow, having Trump come to Moscow. I like the way these were words of the translator and Putin to Trump. Putin goes to Trump, hey, I like that you're having Zelensky over. Now, where I left off at, here's the deal why Putin doesn't want to meet with Zelensky. I can tell you why. If Putin, hey, Adrian, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. Richard Hooker says hi. Here's the deal. If Putin meets with Zelensky in person, with Trump, without Trump, Putin feels that he lost the war. Do you guys understand? If he meets, just meeting with Zelensky, just meet with him. He didn't have to shake his hand. Just saying, hi, or whatever, right? Just meeting, just having them guys together. I looked into some information. He shows weakness. Now, we all know the right thing is forget about it. Too many people are dying. Negotiate Russia. Get some territories. I mean, isn't that the right thing to do? Take a couple of your territories that you thought were yours. Zelensky's happy with the majority. Everything stops. You make money. People stop dying. Ukraine goes back to being, safe. You imagine living there in Ukraine, and we can sit back and we can have a better economy, right? But no. Putin figures if he meets with him in person, he shows weakness. And if he goes back to make that decision in his head, in Putin's head, he goes back and he thinks about a peace deal. He shows that he lost the war already, and he feels that Ukraine will just keep fighting and fighting. No matter how big and powerful Russia is, he figures he lost. He'll throw the white cow in. That's my opinion on this. Now, I could be wrong, because why else would he say, hey, okay, let's get together, let's end this. Let's give me a couple territories. Give it to me. A big handshake to both. He doesn't have to handshake them, right? Just, okay, thank you. But no, we're dealing with the guy who's crazy, nuts, insane. I said this a long time ago. They probably should have took Putin out. They probably should have took Putin out back in the previous administration. They shouldn't have been in war. They should have went and took him out. And I'm still saying that, because we tried everything we could. This is not working out. So for me, if I'm President Trump, in 2 weeks, Putin doesn't show any signs of backing off with North Korea, if it's true, and not backing off and shooting bombs and killing more people, 7,000 people every day, then I have to say, you wash your hands, you do one or two things. You sit back and nothing you can do, or you take Putin out. You just take him out. There's plenty of ways they can do it. And I know there's a risk. I know about the nukes, we know about all that. But we're at a point now where everybody's back's against the wall. And if this war, for some reason or another, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read some comments, carries on to the next administration, next president in 2028, future Democrat maybe, God forbid, or a weaker Republican, somebody not, we can be in some serious trouble in 2028. So this really, really needs to end right now. It has to end. It cannot carry on another couple years. All right, I'm going to read some comments here. Crazy, crazy times, guys. All right, James, welcome in. Hey, thank you so much for all the likes in these videos and sharing these videos in the shorts. Appreciate you guys so very, very much. Once again, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. We're live every single day. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Appreciate it. Hello, hello, everybody that's new. Appreciate it. If you feel comfortable, let us know where you're coming in from. What's your thoughts on this? We got Gaza. We got Israel. They're going at it. A lot of stuff is happening, guys, in the last 48 hours. It's getting out of control. Totally out of control right now. And, you know, I'm kind of shocked in a way. I really am. I really thought that we were heading... I mean, anything could change, too. Anything could change. I mean, Trump, you know, I'm just saying, anything could change. What's up, Philly? What's going on, Anthony? So, Tennessee's in the house. Hello, Tennessee. Stacy, good to see you on here. Appreciate it. I mean, Cindy, how are you? Welcome back, Cindy. Anything can change, guys. Appreciate all my older subscribers, new subscribers. Thank you, moderators, for being here on this Saturday. But, you know, I wish I could come on and say, you know, we're getting ready to get closer and closer to a peace deal. This war is no good, guys. There's too much. It just causes too many problems. It involves other countries. Europe is going to get worried. We just showed signs of Europeans coming there. This could be very ugly. I'm not here to scare you. I'm just being realistic on what can happen. And if it's true, once again, if you're coming in, our topic is Putin bluffed Trump, or at least of right now, he's showing no signs of slowing down. Fact, he's still all in on bombing Ukraine and trying to kill as many people as he possibly can. It's a shame. You know, like Trump says, over 8,000 people are dying every single day. Over 1 million people have died in the Russia-Ukraine war now in 3 years. 1 million, maybe above that now. Last I looked, it was 1 million. And you got North Korea. What a damn shame. Another evil president backing up with Russia. Backing them up. We got your back, basically. Not good. So hopefully, Mr. A says Putin's all in. He ain't going to stop. No, it doesn't look like it. It really doesn't. That sucks for our grandkids. Something's got to change. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what else Trump can do at this point. I mean, what else? What do you guys think he should do? I mean, is it the point now where you just, you know, get Marco Rubio together, you know, and intelligence and say, hey, is there any way we can take this son of a gun out? Can we just take him out? You know, I've said this before. Can we get in contact with his chef, you know, somebody that's close to him, pay him a little couple fuzzles? I don't know how the answers. Or you just sit back. The United States just sit back. Laugh says we can't go to war with Russia. Yeah, I'd like to hear from your comments. What do we do? What do we do? Just sit back? Let them continue? Trump is stating. Now, if you're just coming in this live, latest update is it went another direction. We had all the European leaders at the White House right there behind me. There on Monday, things were looking positive. Putin made a phone call to Trump. I liked it. I watched it. I'm feeling confident. Trump asked him, you want to meet? Putin said, we'll see. And now all of a sudden, we're on the Saturday. Everything just fell apart. They are saying Trump is sick, from our subscriber, Ozzy. What are you hearing? I've heard that a few times. In fact, Maribel, my wife, said that last night. She read it on a Latino news outlet. She said that he has some kind of a sickness, maybe even a possible, you know, something going on, maybe cancer or something like that. But I can't confirm that. I mean, you see him in a suit. It's hard, you know. I don't know. He didn't look too sick from the distance, but yeah, I have heard that. So if he is sick and he's suffering from something, that makes him even more of a lunatic, right? So that would make him even more of a lunatic because now he's, got nothing to lose. Hey, my time's limited. Maybe I got 1 year left, 2 years left. So again, I'm not confirming that. It was just a question. I don't know. But, as a subscriber, a loyal subscriber said, Laughs, thank you for the membership, Laughs. Laughs said, we can't go to war with Russia. I don't have the answers. You guys agree? Do we go ahead and somehow just take them out? Not really a war, but just take them out and, make some promises to the next commander? I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you this. If we just sit back and let them go and continue, it cannot be good finance for us. It cannot be good. We cannot sit back and continue letting that go. Paul, how are you, Paul? MAGA's in the house. So, I don't know what Trump can do right now. But again, if you're just coming in, our topic is, we got a couple wars breaking out here. We got Israel and Gaza. And now all of a sudden Putin is, crazy again. Well, he's not crazy again. He was always crazy. He calmed down. And, maybe he was just feeling Trump out. Maybe he went to Alaska, testing Trump out, felt very confident. I'm just saying, felt very confident. And then he's seen the world leaders there. And maybe he didn't like that. I don't know, guys. I'm just saying. I don't know. Something happened again for him just to, or he was just bluffing the whole time. What do you guys think? Yes or no? Was Putin just bluffing the whole time, or were we getting closer and something went wrong? What do you think? What do you think? Or option C, some miracle from God, and Putin wakes up tomorrow and says, I was just bluffing. Got some more out of my system. Let's sit down at the table. What's your thoughts? What do you think? I can tell you this. Absolutely, Adrian. I said this a long time ago. Send over a few Italians, a couple Irish guys. Make them an offer they can't refuse. Man, I said this before. I don't understand. I guess it's more complicated, right? I know money talks. If they could get close to that chef that feeds them, and I know he'll have it all, and just take them out. Option C, Raymond. Option C. Is that a suit AI? Absolutely no. I can tell you this, though. Trump, he stated yesterday on X, and he came to the reporters, and he said, hey, I'm giving him 2 weeks. And he had nothing else to back it up. Now, Trump keeps a lot of things. He doesn't tell us everything, but he did say, I'm giving him 2 weeks. And we don't know what the 2 weeks is. I'm only guessing that the 2 weeks means we're going to cripple Moscow's bank, 60%, or no business. But if Korea is going to do business with Russia, then who do you have left? You got China. Now, China gets involved, and they back up Russia, because last I heard, China was backing down. China was backing down, because right now, China's economy is not doing well. So they've been backing down, kind of kissing our ass. So that's the last I heard. But somehow or another, North Korea contacts China, and now you got China, North Korea. I don't even want to think about it. Ireland, what's going on in Ireland? Just watched the football game in Ireland. A lot of rain. I was watching the college football. Props to Ireland to have these college football opening week. Can you believe it's opening week of college football in Ireland? God bless Ireland. Beautiful Ireland, according to some people who go there. Very welcome, very beautiful, but a lot of rain. All right, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate it. Uncle Charlie in the house. Carl, how are you? Absolutely. The nukes. Mini-Me. Hello, Mini-Me. Good to see you. Oh, 59. 59 next month. Don't rush it. Yeah, 59. How many times do you hear people say, don't rush it? Mike, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for coming back in. Jeremy's subscriber says China is still supplying most of Russia's gunpowder and gun cotton. Thank you, Jeremy. Barbara stops in to say hello. Hello, Barbara. Good to see you, Barbara. Appreciate you, Barbara. Appreciate everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend. Labor Day. Can you believe it's Labor Day? And I called it, and I thought the war would be coming to an end on Labor Day. Boy, it's still not Labor Day. Anything's possible, right? Russia needs to stop, from our loyal subscriber, Mini-Me. Absolutely. Amen. I hear you, Mike. Traveler in the house. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to disagree on the subject with of the subscribers on here or myself. It's not, just be kind of respectful. Appreciate it. Pat, what's going on, Pat? Jeremy, that's what they're saying. That's what we're hearing, right? Russia, the comment's a good comment. Russia economy has a lot of serious issues. And Jeremy, that's what we're hearing. That's what I'm seeing. I'm looking up Wall Street, looking into it. But, at this point, if he's not backing off and Trump's going to threaten him more, it doesn't make sense, right? So, yeah, that's what we're hearing. All dressed up, nowhere to go. Yeah, the war it really is. Putin's arguing that they're his territories from the beginning. It's just, and you got to give it a little bit to Zelensky, whatever the hell his name is. You got to give it to him. Because at least he came, supportive, said the right things, and he said, hey, I'm willing to try. So, you got to give it to him. So right now, it's just, they're waiting for Putin. And Putin, again, if you're just coming in, the reason why Putin won't meet with President Trump, our 48th president, and Zelensky is because for him, and I talked to a couple Russian friends of mine, and they say it's weakness. If he just meets for 5 minutes, doesn't even handshake him, and just looks at him, then he showed he lost the war. Now we all know that's crazy. I'm like, that's crazy, right? But if you think about it, that's how that works. That's how it's inside his head. If we meet, and even if Russia feels like if they had a handshake and Putin got the territories, maybe got 4, he still thinks he loses because he met with him. It's a Russian thing, and I don't know. Nuts. That's what I'm being told. Now, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that from a couple Russian friends of mine that live in Las Vegas, and they say that's true. He cannot meet with them. But what do? Do you just end it on a phone call? Yeah, it's a big ego, and if he's sick, Mini-Me, because we were discussing he could be ill, terminally ill, that makes it even worse. Matthew says Russia won. Well, they didn't win, and you got to give Ukraine. This has been going. A lot of people thought that it was going to be over in 1 day. Remember when it started? A month. Then it goes to 2 months. Oh, it'll be over in 6 months. Now it'll be over in a year. And all of a sudden now, it's over 3 years. New president, things are looking good in the war. So, Ukraine's not backing down. The problem is how much more money that we keep spending. Billions and billions of dollars. What do you guys think? Absolutely, Randy. Hey, Randy, how are you today? All we can do, guys, is pray and hope that between now and the 2 weeks, when I say 2 weeks, Trump came out and said, if you're just coming in, guys, for the first time today, Trump has made it clear. What do you think what's going on with Putin striking Ukraine? Big bombs. And Trump goes, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. Okay, what are you going to do? Well, they didn't say, what are you going to do? What's next? And Trump goes, well, I tell you, I'm giving them 2 weeks. And he didn't state what the 2 weeks meant. So that's where we're at. We funded this war. It's ours now. Now, interesting comment. That might go over a lot of people's heads, but well said. So it is ours now. So, do we just go? Go in, take them out. Take them out. Hey, Ken Big Fishin, appreciate you being here. Thank you. A little late, not too late. Been on for 25 minutes. That's it. We had one live that I messed everything up. Thank you. Thank you for the membership. Somebody says Trump is all talk, no action. Thank you for that comment. I disagree with it. I don't think he's all talk, no action, but I appreciate your comment. Everybody has different comments, guys. I have no problem with the comment. I just so happen to disagree on that particular issue. I think Trump means all business. Oh, are you? Stop over, Adrian. Come on live with me. Leslie's Playfair says Trump wants Zelensky to surrender. Thank you for your comment. American flags on Putin's tanks. Insult. Debbie says, first of all, Debbie, how are you? We thank you, President Trump, for everything. Amen. So, Matthew says Trump is all action, and the Democrats hate that. Our number one top fan, Ethan Moore, I apologize. No Russia swore to provide for defense of Ukraine. Thank you for that comment. Thank you for being the number one top fan in your comments. Neil, how are you? Yeah, a lot of different opinions on this, both Republican, Democrat, independents, interesting topic today. Jonathan says hello. Hello, Jonathan. But, either way you look at it, guys, I would say probably 99% of us in here agree that it has to end. Like Ozzy just said, we funded this war and funded this war and funded this war and billions of dollars. Thank you, Neil. It's our war now. Our war now. So, Trump says 2 weeks. Now, if you're just coming in, we got Israel attacking Gaza. Enough is enough there. Putin, all of a sudden, in the last 24, 48 hours, says, hey! He didn't say bluffing, but he goes, whoa, 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 I'm not going to meet anytime soon. So apparently Trump must have been calling him and saying, hey, are we going to get together, all three of us? What do you mean all three of us? And all of a sudden, it turned, and Trump's pissed. And Trump was asked by the media yesterday, what do you think about these attacks and these missiles? And Trump goes, I'm not happy with it. Yes. And Ozzy Ray says, Putin liked the B-2. Let's give him a closer look now. Absolutely. Did you see his face, Putin, that day? Huh? He was like, he didn't know what the hell happened. Did you see him? I liked everything that Trump did. As far as going there, the red carpet. Again, guys, if you're just coming, I've said this a million times. Big handshake, straight out. Happy birthday, Chicken Nugget. Shout out to Chicken Nugget on Chicken Nugget's birthday. Happy birthday to you and anybody else. And made Putin walk to him when you're doing business or you're trying to end a war, and particularly the president. You let the president of the other country come to you, which he did. And then he looks up, B2. But things have changed, guys. Things took a turn. Now, let me ask the chat this. I'm not going to say yes or no. Hey, Ken Big Fishin', happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Having Europeans, presidents, Italy, France, Germany, come to the White House on the last Monday, right after he met with Putin. Stay with me. Could that have changed? You think that changed things? Did that make Putin just go nuts? Like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, this guy's sick. This Putin is nuts. Seeing them all together, dressed up, communicating, laughing. Even though everything was like nothing bad to Putin, everything had nothing good, but everything was kind of like, looked like peace was going to make in the makings, right? I'm wondering, I'm not saying it's a mistake from Trump, but I'm just wondering, by having the European world leaders over for that 3-hour meeting, we only seen an hour. Putin and his staff say, hey, they're playing you. All it takes, guys, is one person. So stay with me. Somebody with Putin saying, they're playing you. Look at that. They're all against you. Look at that, Zelensky. He's dressed up. Look at him. Who the hell does he think he is? Because all of a sudden, it went from that communication where a meeting was going to be held again. Everything fell apart. And then the very next day, bombs. Killing more people in Ukraine. And then Ukraine has they had no choice to shoot back. And now we're back. No signs of anything ending. I'm just wondering. Hey, Lisa Lee. Appreciate you being here in your comment. I don't know what happened here, but this photo was taken, and Trump right there was, you could see, he was something Putin exchanged to Trump. Early going, before they went into that 2-3 hour event in Alaska with the glass of water in front of them, right? But something there. Now, I remember Trump says, we will know in 2 minutes where we stand with the war. And Trump alluded to that, in 2 minutes I'll probably walk away. But he did not. So what happened? Something happened there. Rick leaders, people who read lips, said that Trump says, what'd you say? It was something where Putin rubbed them the wrong way. I don't know. I'm going to get some water. I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, happy weekend. Happy birthday. Chicken nugget. Anybody else celebrating a birthday, anniversary, or anything like that? God bless you. George stops in and says hello. Hello, George. Good to see you guys. We got 37 likes. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. We help out the homeless here in Las Vegas. Appreciate it. Lisa Lee says Putin should have been arrested as soon as he landed in Alaska. Merlin Rochester says Trump and Israel will save the world. Chicken Nugget says I'll be back soon. Wishing Chicken Nugget a birthday. Interesting. Should have been arrested right there. A fair comment. A fair comment. Interesting comment, right? I've heard that from other people. First time on this live, but I've heard it before. Frank stops in and says, good evening. Douglas, how are you? Israel isn't innocent. Liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that comment. John is having a cigar. I will be having one later, John. Can't wait to see you in Vegas, John. Why weren't you at that Alaska meeting? Me? Well, I invited myself there, Adrian, and they said that, nah, we can't have no Italians sitting there. Let me read a comment here. George, thank you for the comment, George. Wouldn't it be funny if America and Russia saves the world? Marron 98, I hear you. Trump 28. Appreciate you guys being here on this Saturday. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing on these videos. Mike is going to be going away for a little bit. Can't say where. That's private. But he's going to take a couple days and enjoy himself. God bless Mike. John says Gavin 28. Be nice to John, guys. Even though I'm on opposite tracks, be nice to John. Yes, members, $1.99. Thank you so much. As 100% of the proceeds could help somebody out there desperately. It could be a nice sandwich for somebody. So thank you, Mike. And Mike comes right back. Prison. Ken Big Fish and says, come join the green team. Thank you, Ken Big Fish. Appreciate it. Sal, off topic. How is the client base now? Good. My business is back. The tariffs, tax hit my business a little bit, but thank you. It's back. The Taylor says, I can hear, the dog is calling. Taylor, the dog is calling. Yeah, my dog, he recognized when there's somebody new in the house. Liberty and Justice says the coffee went up. I'm saying, yeah, why did the coffee? Liberty and Justice. So I'm going to get some Puerto Rican coffee and be handing it out to people on here eventually, because Puerto Rico coffee is very good and it's very, very reasonable. Absolutely. That is true on that, John. Somebody says, does Putin like flamingos? Cool Cat Renee. First of all, I like that name. Hi, Mr. Sal Capano. You like a 1940 man. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Helping our country. No one else does not want to do it. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Lisa Lee, I don't know. Or he might be saying he wants some linguine clams, because my dog likes Italian food. And anyhow, whatever way you look at this, guys, it's not a good situation. At least it's not on this Saturday. When you got North Korea, thank you, Lemon J. And if it's true, and he's communicating with Putin back and forth, not a good. We don't want that. We don't want that. F1 is magic. Edwin, how are you? Jim, I am either. At the moment. Linda, how are you? He has to be stopped, Linda. It has to be stopped. And that's why I'm asking the question when Trump, if you're just coming in, our topic is about all of a sudden there were some good signs, whether you're for Trump or against Trump, there were some positive signs that this war was going to come to a complete end, a peace, not a ceasefire. And we're looking very productive. And then right after the European presidents, that Italian lady from Italy, she's a badass, came over, everything looked productive, going in the right way, and Putin and Trump exchanged a telephone call. Even that telephone, what I'm hearing, went very well. It didn't go bad. It was Trump was asking him, hey, we're gonna meet up together back in Alaska, and all of a sudden another telephone exchange from Trump and Putin, and kind of things went the other way. And as soon as they got off that phone, probably an hour later, bombs away to Ukraine. I'm so disappointed as well. And now you got North Korea, Adrian. Now you got North Korean supporting Putin 100% and saying the words, don't worry about the United States of America. We got your back. So that's where we're at the moment. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, I told you so. Putin was bluffing. Mike Wilson, taco. I've been waiting for tacos for the last couple months now. Not one was sent my way. Jeremiah Johnson. Jeremiah, a great name. The Democrat Party is dead. Trump destroyed it. You know what I think about that is you're right, but you're wrong. Or say, wait a minute, are you a Trump supporter or not? I feel that Trump is saving. Well, he's saving a disaster with the new arrival of the Democrat Party. Some of these youngsters out there like AOC. Well, Gavin Newsom's not too young. He's younger than me. He's trying to save the Constitution of both parties, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. I feel that he's fighting for all America. You got to have two parties. I hear you. But I think he's just trying to make, mail-in ballots don't work, voting person, a lot of this stuff, closing the borders. If you ask Democrats, Republicans, my mom's a Democrat, borders needed to be closed. So I think he's just trying to change the radical left, right? Bringing back the Clinton, not that, Clinton was perfect, the moderate era. So to your comment, destroy what could happen, God forbid, we had one of these radical Democrat president, or even a Nikki Haley. Imagine Nikki Haley, ladies and gentlemen, she was this close to being the president of the United States. You're saying, what are you smoking? God forbid, Trump was taken out in that assassination on July 23rd, 23rd, I think it was 23rd, and Butler. Then Nikki Haley, no, it wouldn't have been J.D. Vance, because J.D. Vance wasn't, it would have been Nikki Haley. And she probably would have beat Kamala, and she would have been president. She's very weak too. Not because she's a woman. There's some strong women out there. But I don't think, she would have done, I know she's an ambassador and all, but anyhow, I think Trump is trying to save both sides, in my opinion. Of course, he wants to keep the House conservative because he wants to continue to get as much as he can get done in event, God forbid, these radicals get in, right? So, Adam says, how do mail-in ballots not work? Well, Adam, I could give you stories that I hear from a neighbor of mine and other people that are mailmen, and a lot of them were like, they never even made it in, whether you vote Democrat, or maybe you voted independent, or Republican. They got lost. One of my sons never made it in. So you just have problems like that. I feel that if you want to get on a subject with that, if you're disabled, like my mom, my daughter, then you can go on with a computer and ID me and go that way. The mail-in ballots don't work. Just don't work. All right. But I got to tell you guys, we got to get this. Somebody has to get in somehow to Putin. I don't know if they have to talk to some of his right-hand man there. Maybe they need to talk to some of the people that are very close to him. Is it that time now that they talk to some of his advisors? I don't know. Maybe we can convince somebody that's very close to him, or maybe that person close to Putin I'm referring to, maybe that person that's close to Putin is giving him bad advice. I'm just throwing that out there. I didn't hear this. I'm just having this conversation. Could it just be somebody saying, hey, they're playing you, they're laughing at us, Trump's laughing at you, don't trust Trump, don't trust any president on either side over there in that parties. Let's just keep on fighting Ukraine, and eventually we'll take them out, and we'll have them. Then we'll go after Poland, and then we'll go after Germany. I don't know. God forbid. Herbie Hancock, what's going on? Thank you for that membership, Herbie. Appreciate it. We got 52 likes, 158 in the chat. James Riggs says, I don't trust Trump. Sherry says, good afternoon, Sal. Sherry, good afternoon. Herbie Hancock. Great music back then. Appreciate the 168 in the chat, but only 53 likes. How do I get 168, 200, 300 in chat, only 53 likes? Just a friendly reminder, only if you enjoy the content. Only. Hit the like. And that goes for all YouTube channels. If you enjoy it, as Herbie was just the 54th. Appreciate it. It does help me to bring these lives. If it's something that you like and you watch other channels and you want to hear more of, the likes do help the YouTube algorithm, and it brings in great people like most of you guys. Some of you are new who haven't been here a while to communicate. Be free to communicate in between each other. Just be respectful and no hate on either side. Everybody has, no, not everybody here is the same thinking, and you got to understand that. There's MAGA that are different sides. There's Democrats that are on different sides, you know, whatever. We're all in one, you know, and in this particular situation, we are all in one. We need it to stop. Again, if you're just coming out, 1 million people have lost their lives in Ukraine and Russia, 7,000 to 8,000 a day. And like Ozzy said a little while ago, 20 minutes ago, this is our war now. We've funded the war. How much do we have to, we're going to keep spending and spending. And the more it goes on, the worse it is for the future president of the United States, who he or she might be. Praise the orange man. Crazy times, guys. They're talking about the documents again with the Epstein. We talked about that yesterday. Jim Smith, thank you for the comment. CTO, welcome in. Excuse me. Liberty and Justice says Trump started making them pay for their own weapons. They wanted to keep fighting and buy your own. Thank you for your comment. Are you David Copperfield? No. He was an icon, though. You're not speaking of David Copperfield. You're not going to see Magic here in Las Vegas, where I'm at, is completely, for the side of Chris Angel, almost gone. The next generation. Epstein worked for Mossad. Paul, good afternoon to you from Lake Forest, California. Paul, how's California this afternoon? Liberty and Justice, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the kind words. Cool Cat Renee, do you think, Cool Cat Renee says, do you think the Democrats are using the homeless people as a convenient way to raise taxes? Excuse me. Maybe. It's Americans versus this Jewish fifth column. George says, are you a judge? No. Janine, thank you. Ozzy says, Magic today is seeing a man wear a woman's dress. Taylor says he's Aaron Judge. Best lawyer ever. So that's where we're at, guys. If we're just coming in on this beautiful afternoon, a couple days away from Labor Day. Can you believe Labor Day? And can you believe we're into a third, and here we continue with this war with Ukraine and Russia. It's not ending. By the way, we talked about the Epstein files again yesterday. Not really moving too much on that. We got a little bit of information on that, on some video. We're going to be talking about that probably tomorrow. Again. And it'll probably be my last time talking about it. Probably going to be my last time talking about the Epstein files tomorrow. Debbie says, I voted for Trump, and I will again. Thank you for your comment, Debbie. I hear you. Cool Cat Renee, Trump is sending military ships to Venezuela. Yes. Ashley says we should stop funding Israel. Trump Jr., 28. He's too young. But anything's possible. Anything's possible. George says, I'm 62 years young, and I never voted until Trump. George, thank you for that comment. Herbie Hancock, that's my beautiful mom, who's a Democrat. But I love her. That's a great comment, Ricky. Hey, Ricky Davis says, I'm not worried about the Epstein files. I'm worried about his clients. Who are they? Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. And if you're just coming in, unfortunately, there's going to be another meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell, DOJ, and apparently they're going to mention a few more names, but there was only 2 names mentioned yesterday, and both of them were pretty much innocent. And those men were, one was a former president, Bill Clinton, innocent. And one is the president we have now of the 48th president, Donald J. Trump, innocent. As far as massages taking place, one on the plane with Bill Clinton, negative, she didn't see it. And as far as Trump interaction with any of these young ladies, did not see it. And that's where we are. Whether you believe her or don't believe her, that was on that gigabytes of 300 gigabytes, 261 page. But there was nothing on Bill Gates. There was nothing on anybody else. We talked about it. It was live yesterday. I'll talk about it one last time, and it'll probably be tomorrow. And I'm going to probably, unless something comes out crazy, that might be the end of it. Ace 13. Great YouTube name, by the way. No, I'm not. Might be running for her. Mike Wilson says, never believe her. No, she's a pathological. Listen, that woman, a lot of people think it's allegedly she had. This woman went to trial and was convicted of 20 years sentence. She got about 16 years left, 16 and a half, whatever it is, of taking these young women. I've talked about this. I hate to even talk about it. It's sickening. I have a daughter. We all have, or we know of kids, if we don't have daughters or nieces, and to take these as young as age 12 from United States, from Europe, and make them feel comfortable in broken single families, and tell them how well they're going to be, and take them to some island and say they're going to make a lot of money. And regardless if they participated or they volunteered to do it or not, it's sick. She should have got life, and she's looking to reduce her sentence. But yes, who the hell can believe her now? But she's under oath. There was a witness. And she says either president was involved. It was not involved in any of that kind of stuff. They were just friends with Epstein. I'm just reporting the news. That's all I am. But I will say this. I have to say I agree on that because, again, if Trump was in any shape, form of doing these horrific crimes, whether you hate him, don't like him, whatever, the Democrats would have did everything they could to make sure he didn't win the presidency, right? They would have threw it all at him. And as far as Bill Clinton, the same thing. So, all right, we're going to continue with this topic. Absolutely. Right, I just said that. Bean, welcome in. I got to get some water. Ozzy dropping a bomb. Thank you so much, Ozzy. Love what you're doing, Sal and Maribel. Keep up the good work. Ozzy, thank you so much for sponsoring today's live. Thank you so very much. And once again, Ozzy's a loyal subscriber who helps out, along with so many on here. Paul, and the list continues, and Adrian, and Crystal, and Isabel, and I know I'm missing a lot of these. Thank you so much. That means a whole lot. If you are new, we appreciate it. Continue to do these lives. It helps us out. But more than that, we are very fortunate, me and Maribel, we're able to do and feed the homeless here. But when we get these generous donations, as the one just came in as $50, it makes it a little easier so we can get more food, and it's going to get colder here in Vegas, sleeping bags and that kind of stuff. As we help out the homeless, if you're here for the first time, It's all we do is we try. At times we're risking ourselves in some of these areas, but we continue to help out homeless people living here. And yes, we help out veterans, homeless, and even people that are illegal here. You know, I don't ask them. We know that some of these people are illegal. We make sure they have a full belly when we're able to do it. So thank you, Ozzy. Yeah, I had a good one. The last two shorts were really, I had a, the one short, the pizza was good, you know, and as one homeless guy was not in a good mood that day, he might have had a few drinks. And by the way, we help out all, you know what I mean? They have addictions, we help them out. And I know some people feel different, but that's what I do, what we do on here. And he didn't want to share with one homeless, and other homeless guy said, I got him both pizzas, of course, but I got the other homeless that he didn't want to share with. He didn't know he was going to get his yet. And he said, I said, are you going to share with him? He goes, yeah. And it was just, you know, they were friends having a bad day together. So that's what we do on here. Thank you so much. Robert De Niro, how are you? Oh, my whole chat just froze. Don't Peek is in the house. Hello, friends. Taylor says, you are a gift, Ozzy. Absolutely, 100% he is. And so many other ones on here. Thank you, Taylor, for those kind words to Ozzy. Yeah, when you get, I know you are, Ozzy. I hope your mom, I know it's tough. I'm going through similar situations where I have to head out there. I hope your mom is doing better and staying positive. Thank you so much, Ozzy. Appreciate it. Liberty and Justice. And by the way, Liberty and Justice, thank you for your comments. Appreciate it. What time are your shows on? Pretty much during the weekdays, anywhere around 5 o'clock West Coast time, which is about 8 o'clock East Coast, anywhere between that, 5 and 7 o'clock frame. And then on the weekends, anytime around this time of the day or a little earlier. I don't know if that help you out. So I'm live almost every day. And I have shorts, except for today. I haven't got out there yet. I have shorts helping the homeless people each and every day. Sometimes I have 2 of them. Just little clips on supporting the homeless. And we have Democrats, Republicans that I work with here in Las Vegas. And we don't see eye to eye on a lot of the political stuff. But a majority of them are all for helping the homeless. They just have different ways they want to do it. All right, let's continue on. Sherry K says, do you accept scarves? Absolutely, all that stuff. Yeah. Just put it in my, I have my email address. I'll send you my address, escapano13@cox.net, SCAPANO 13@cox.net. If one of my mods want to put it in there, absolutely. All the clothing we can help. Because it does get cold here in Las Vegas. Oh, really? 50 degrees. You know, Ozzy, it's going to get cooler here, not 50, but it's going to go from like 106 today. We've got monsoon season real quickly off topic. Low 90s in Vegas. But, you know, winter comes here pretty quick. It does get cold in Vegas. Not till it gets down to 10 degrees, but it does get down to 25, 30. And yes, scarves would definitely work. And jackets, I think you said. Johnny Robinson says, Trump is Putin's. Yeah, and I can't say that other word. YouTube is really cracking down on a lot of this stuff. Kyrock, how are you? We're just talking about Putin now is pretty much missiles are flying. North Korea is backing up Russia and Putin, and things just went kind of wrong again. A lot of us are optimistic that there could be some kind of a peace deal, but as of this Saturday, right now, it's not looking good. We're just going back and forth on that. Kyrock, thank you for the membership. That's funny, Juan. Carlos. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Don't Peek, I hope your son's doing well. You getting some sleep? That's funny, George. Jeremy Taylor says Cybercab is coming to Las Vegas soon. Yep, real soon. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We're coming towards the end of our broadcast here. If you're just coming the first time, once again, thank you, moderators. Ozzy for help sponsoring today's live. We got a situation developing here where Putin's not backing down. There was some hope. I'm still hoping, right? That's all you can do is hope. But in any event, North Korea is kind of backing up Russia. And Trump was asked a question yesterday. Bombs are going back and forth. Thank you, Lemon J. There's the email if anybody wants to, contact me. We can go back and forth privately, not on here, and exchange address if you like. Only if you can do it and send some scarves or something like that or jackets. Absolutely. So where we're at on this is, amen, liberty and justice. Amen. Yeah. Where we're at on this is things could change, Maybe Putin wakes up, I don't know, and says, okay, let's meet. But the people the Russian friends that I come in contact, they say if Putin meets with Zelensky, it shows weakness. Oh, okay, good, Sherry. Yes, very good. Yeah, if anybody wants to help out in any kind of way, feel comfortable sending any kind of socks or shoes or anything like that, to help out the homeless, there are emails there. We can exchange address when you get around to it, and we would appreciate it. But more than me and my wife, the homeless people here in Las Vegas really appreciate it. And if you can't do anything on this channel, go to your neck of the woods. Go with somebody, use your own judgment, and hand them out some clothes and stuff like that, or something to eat, or a smile. It goes a long way on helping these people out. All you can do is try. Amen. And these people are out there struggling, young, elderly, losing a spouse, losing a child, and they're just lost in many ways. And yes, there's a lot of them addicted to alcohol. All we can try. The guy yesterday was one who was suffering from alcohol. But, you could just be the one out there, guys, helping out a homeless person and maybe motivating. You never know. You could be the one. But use your own judgment. Most of the time, they're not going to hurt you. No horse track. Liberty and justice, that's what I fight for like 4 days a week. Is to, get these doctors and psychiatrists and work on helping these, you got a lot of veterans out there who are just, they need help, and people need help. And as Ozzy just said a few sentences ago, comments ago, all we can do is try. And if we can help out 10%, 5%, 2%, then that's better than 0%. And I mean, by far, me and my wife are not the only ones. There's churches, there's a church group, Lutheran church, Catholic churches, other YouTube men and women, making homeless awareness. This should continue to do that. And, people need to use their own judgment and show on them getting their help and showing the government, whether you vote Democrat, Republican, you need to call, you have a voice, you call in and say, hey, if you have a town or a city like California, the worst homeless right now in the United States of America, and Oregon and Denver, call them up. Say, hey, we got to relocate. Let's get these people into some of these nonprofits. Let's get them into a facility. Let's try. Much, much more needs to be done on the homeless and the veterans who fought for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't even be on this live. We wouldn't be watching TV, eating ice cream, having a beer, yada, 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 if it wasn't for the vets. So before I end this stream, thank you, veterans, our men and women who fought for this beautiful country. God bless you. Democrats, Republicans, it doesn't matter. Thank you. George says most are professional workers. What happened? Love the flag. Yep. We're all Americans. And speaking of which, you know, most of us would agree it has to end. Whether you support Trump or not, it has to end the war. All wars, making peace. But, you know, Trump is trying. And I've called out Trump a lot. But Trump is trying. Oh, that's not. Thank you, Kyrox. Kyrock, appreciate the prayers. Thank you. Thank you, too. Don't peek. I love the flags. Thank you for your flags. All right, guys, I think we long enough today. If anything breaks today, let's hope nothing breaks. There's been a lot of tragedies happening, mass shootings, this, that, whatever. We cover almost everything on here, anything from earthquakes and that kind of stuff. And certainly what's going on in the world politics and Donald Trump and with Putin and Putin's head. We'll be on. But if nothing else comes on, I will see you great people at some point tomorrow around the same time on Sunday. Remember, college football is on. Can you believe Labor Day's here in a few days? I'll be going out of town for a few days. Prayers with everybody. Anybody celebrating a birthday, anniversary, God bless you. If anybody has a sick relative, a mom or dad, or maybe you're not feeling too good today, you know what, guys? Feel better. You're not going to get tomorrow's back. Stay positive. It doesn't hurt. Stay positive. May God bless our President of the United States, Donald Trump, and God bless America. And let's hope that this war certainly come to a peace deal. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Ozzy. I appreciate Ozzy so much. Thank you, guys. All the members, all the new subscribers, like and subscribe. Make sure you support your other YouTube live, whether it's vertical. Hit a like if you enjoy the content. I'm sure he or she will enjoy it. It helps them continue their lives. If you enjoy it, give them a like, comment a few times, be supportive to them, and help out if you enjoy their content, whether it's the cooking channel, politics, homeless, or whatever it might be. See you guys on the next live. Have a great Saturday. If I don't see anybody tomorrow, God bless you and your family. Take care. Thank you. I'm out.